I remembered something I meant to do a couple episodes back and just totally forgot about. I was supposed to... I was going to go to Hammerfall in Arathi, and we were going to... Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's do this. And we were going to learn the next step up in First Aid. So, because we're at 225, so we're maxed out, and we needed to go there to get up to 300. And I forgot to do that. And I'm not going to do that right now, but sometime soon we need to do that. Because I'm running low on bandages, and I've got some mage weave I want to make up. But what I did do is, at the end of yesterday's episode, I mentioned I was talking about buying these pages for the Green Hills of Stranglethorn. I ended up checking the neutral auction house on this character, and I picked up, I think, 3 pages that might be in the mailbox. It might be these 3, I don't remember exactly which ones I bought. That I knew we needed, and then some of the other ones I needed weren't on the neutral auction house, so I went to my level 60 druid and bought the remaining 2. As a note, these were way cheaper on the Horde auction house than on the neutral auction house. The neutral auction house, they were going for like 30 to 60 silver per page. On the Horde auction house, they were as low as 4 silver, and the highest I think I saw was like 40 silver or something, so it was... As a note, it's way cheaper probably to buy these on your main auction house rather than the neutral one. The neutral one is nice because of the convenience. It's located in Booty Bay. But it's not... It seems to be marked up quite a bit. So, something to keep in mind. What we're going to do today is... I'm going to turn in all the Stranglethorn Vale books. All the pages, I think... I think we have them all once I get the ones in the mail, which we'll grab when we land in the base camp. So we're going to stock up on those and go run up there and turn all those in right now, because they're kind of annoying to have. And then along the way, as we're going up there, I'm going to look for this quest for the Elder Crocolisks, which spawn along the coast here, I think. They spawn at the same spawn as the regular Crocolisks, so you might have to clear, like they share a spawn, I think, so I think you have to clear some of the regular ones if you don't see the elite one right away. That's my sort of my recollection of it. I think it even says that it's hard to find the perfect skin though. It's the only Elder saltwater. There we go, perfect. The elders only come out to defend the other saltwater crocs. So you might need to kill a few to draw them out. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay, we should be able to solo this pretty easily, I think. I don't really expect to have any problems with this, but we'll find out in just a moment, I guess. Depends how hard it hits me. I just burned through like all of my mana. What do I want to use? Let's use one of these little mana pop potions. Okay, hitting it pretty hard. I think we're good. Flame shock, and then we can heal once we need to, but I think we're fine. Defense up to 198. Yeah, so not bad. I mean, we're 3 levels above it, so just straight up burning it down should have been a pretty easy option. Hope this drops what we need. It does. Okay, I didn't know if it was 100% drop rate or not. I vaguely remembered being a high drop rate, but I wasn't sure. So that's cool. 9 agility, 7 strength boots. We may swap to those. Like I was saying this last episode, we lose a lot of stamina. We lose like 80 health, but we gain a lot of strength, which is pretty nice. For offensive stats, strength and agility are both useful for Shaman, because the strength increases your melee attack power. It also is somewhat defensive, I guess, and increases the amount of damage you block, which I always forget that. Then the agility increases chance to crit, and critting is kind of nice. Obviously it's nice, but it's also nice because the more you crit, the more flurry procs you get. So it's kind of feeds into itself, and the more flurry procs you get, the more chance you have to proc Wind Fury. So it's kind of it sort of snowballs in a sense. Let me find what I was looking for here. So the more you flurry, the more you attack, the more you attack, the more you proc Wind Fury, the more you proc Wind Fury, the more you proc flurry. So it's kind of this insane back-to-back-to-back thing where the more crit you have, the more flurry you get, the more Wind Fury you get, the more flurry you get. So, I don't know. A little bit crazy, but I like it. And I don't know who gives me this quest. I think it might be him. Green Hills of Stranglethorn. Collect the missing pages. Sure. Chapter 1. Let's turn in Chapter 1. Oops, didn't mean to drag that. Let's move this here. Hope this guy doesn't attack me. Alright, Chapter 1 complete. 775 experience. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to go to the mailbox in Gromgol. I have to go back now. Literally, because I left 2 of the pages there. Okay, hold on. Let's turn this. Alright, that's a little stupid. Alright, back we go. My bad. I was so excited to go kill the Croc, I forgot. So we just need Chapter 3, which we have 2 of the pages here, and I think I mailed 2 pages over, so that should be it. Should take care of it. Okay. Let's go back, take care of that. Then, I kind of want to work on the Adventure Co. mining today. That's sad. Poor guy. He got wrecked. Level 32 is kind of low. These aren't wildly high for him, but it's, you know, not surprising that someone could die there. So let's go back, get the last pages that I have in my mailbox for Chapter 3, turn that in, turn the Green Hills of Stranglethorn. We will get an armor kit, thick armor kits, which we'll just immediately use, basically. I don't really carry them around ever, I just instantly enchant whatever I have. We'll get some jungle boots that we can't wear, because it's plate gear. And we'll get a superior healing potion, which we, 3 of them, which we'll definitely keep on, I guess it'll stack with these, which is perfect. Alright, back to the mailbox. I think it was just 2 I sent over. I hope that was the correct ones. I'll be sad if I didn't get the right ones. I'll know because I brought the quest with me, so I'll instantly know if I don't have it. It's been about 5 days now since I shaved my head. I've been like leaving it because I've been like trying to just like grow it out for the sake of seeing how long it takes till I get to a point where I really hate it. Oh, I sold one of my pages. That's nice. And then here's the 2 I needed. Should complete the quest. Yes, perfect. We can go turn that in. Wait, what else is in my mailbox there? I think it was all junk, but I'll double check. Not junk, but... Oh yeah, shiny fish scales. I got these, I think I was saying I was farming murlocs on my main character for some murloc fin soup. And they dropped some shiny fish scales, so I sent them over for future use for this guy. But yeah, so I'm kind of letting it go, for the sake of just seeing how it looks, but I think any day now, it's like, I need to shave it. Like, I would think I'd like it better having it cleaned up. I will say that I feel clean. Like, I don't know how to describe the feeling, but having my head shaved feels very clean. Which is not the feeling I necessarily anticipated feeling from shaving my head, but that's what I've kind of got going on. Yeah, it feels like, you know, I don't know how to describe it. If you don't shower for a day, like every now and then I wouldn't shower every day because it's like, it's a Saturday and I'm not really going out or something and I am lazy and I don't shower. Something like that. And then by Sunday, I feel like I'm like greasy feeling, you know, like not that I really am, but I just kind of feel like I'm greasy or something. Like I need a shower, like my whole body, but like my hair is part of it. And, I don't get that feeling anymore. I don't know. Like, I mean, to be honest, my scalp, you know, it's, what are they called? Sebaceous glands. Your scalp still secretes oil, so it's still going to be greasy, kind of. But it's not bad. It feels much cleaner for some reason. Alright, Chapter 3, getting turned in. Another 775, and the big one, all 4 pages. We're going to get all these things. 4,700 experience. Pretty cool. That was an easy chunk of experience. Chest, leg, hands, or feet. What do I want? Chest. I just got this chest. I'm probably keeping it for a while. Chest. The legs are really good too. Trip Runner dungarees are pretty good. Hands and feet. We're going to replace the feet soon. Probably in the hands possibly soon because they're also leather. But those pants are really quite good. Okay. We got the jungle boots. Is there a vendor here? I don't... Oh, there is. Okay. Let's repair... Let's vendor off those boots. Crocolisk stuff we're not going to use. I think the rest is we'll hold on to. Yeah. The rest is we can hold on to for the time being. Now, I think to start, I'm going to do a couple things.
for something specific?
How are you? Safe?
Raptor Mastery.
What can I do for you?
Okay, this one, this one, this one.
Light be with you.
Let's grab all 3 Mastery quests, which we still get experience in the Raptor one, apparently. And we will do those, but I'm going to start by going down here. I guess, honestly, we might as well kill everything along the way. I like doing these Mastery quests, even though they're kind of, like this point we've out-leveled them quite a bit. I still just like the quest line and the last couple of parts of it. Give some decent rewards and decent experience. So I'm not really... So I think I want to complete the quest. So along the way we'll kill whatever we run into that completes those quests. And then we're gonna work our way towards is Venture Co. Mining. Should be pretty easy to get down to it. I think I was saying it was down here last episode, but I was too low. I think it's more centralized. There's a regular Stranglethorn tiger. I don't need that. I think all the tigers we need actually right around here, the young ones. So I might just wrap these up real fast. Let's do this. Pull that. Let's pull this. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so let's just kill the young Stranglethorn tigers since they're right outside the camp. We can turn that in and then move up to the regular Stranglethorn tigers. Seems a little bit, I don't know. I find it's a little silly, like why am I doing these low-level quests, but I just kind of like doing them, so we're stalling a little bit for leveling here. We should hit 41, 42 today. Bristly Whisker, by the way, pretty nice. Definitely a nice farming, a thing you can farm. What do I want? I want... Fire Nova. Oh, come on. Don't hit the totem. That was annoying. I didn't realize it was going to aggro that close, and my 280 mana totem got wiped out after doing nothing. Actually, I probably meant to do Magma Totem anyway, when I look at it. Alright, we're halfway done with this quest. You know what we need? Panda Cub. Alright, let's pull this guy back. What's this? Iron deposit? Don't mind if I do. I'll start moving in that direction. Just do the stabby stab backwards walk attack. It's pretty solid strategy. I don't want this guy to flee if I or like a leash if I get too far. We still get skill ups in this, right? Yeah. There's a chance. At least it's green. Okay, tiger meat. Got it. All right, let's get our skill ups. Hope for a skill up. One other thing I liked about shaving my head. This is going to be my topic for a little bit. I apologize for all like the discussion of just like shaving my head. One of the other things I really like is, first of all, I feel awesome. Like a part of me is like, oh yeah. Like I've not been in the gym because my gym's closed due to the Rona, but I feel like jacked. Something about just like shaving my head and was like, oh yeah, like let's lift some weights. I don't know. So I feel awesome, first of all. But then second of all, I'm excited about my prospects for Halloween costumes coming up. Walter White would be an easy one, just kind of shave my beard a little differently. Get a jacket or whatever. I think there's a few things I could do to make that a pretty easy costume. Another one is Kratos, the god of war. That should be pretty easy to pull off. I need to get some face paint, I think, for that one. I can't like perfectly visualize him, but he's got like some red face paint going on. But yeah, there's probably a lot of other good ones, but those are the ones that stick out in my mind. Kratos and Walter White. So I'm pretty excited about that. The opportunities are quite robust now, without a lot of work. I mean, I don't really like putting a lot of work into my Halloween costumes. I'm not like Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, but I don't necessarily dress up for it every time. I just really like the holiday overall. So what makes it easy now is I don't have to do a lot to make those things work. Just shave my beard appropriately and get a costume. All right. First quest done, 130 experience. That was 5 minutes. That was a well wasted in terms of actual experience, but now we're getting experience. These are actually green quests. We should be getting more experience from this. It's level 31 here. We're on the prowl. Dunna dunna dunna. Dunna dunna dunna. Just messing with him. I'm not gonna kill. I feel bad killing lobies for the most part. I really wish he would have attacked me. Then I would have killed him. That would have been great. That would have been fun. So let's kind of just move. I want to move more aggressively down towards. We got one of our panthers. Move a little more aggressively down towards where we need to go for the venture co-mining. If we do the venture co-mining, we'll probably turn that in pretty soon, along with Excelsior. Probably soonish. So we need young panthers, Stranglethorn raptors, and Stranglethorn tigers. What are these? Lashtail raptors. Those are a bit higher level. There is a quest in Ground Goal to do those, to kill those. And I think the next quest in the Raptor quest line is also to kill Lashtails, which is why I dropped the Lashtail quest a while back. Because I want to stack the two quests. I think they both require you to kill 10, so it's like a perfect quest to do. Perfect two quests to do together, if you remember to do it. Alright. I've done that, I think in my Druid I did one and then did the other, not simultaneously, and it's not a big deal. I mean, like, I was killing mobs that would give me experience, it's not the worst thing, but I like to combine quests as much as I can. So I think the Venture Co. is right around here, maybe? Oops, I didn't mean to stop. Okay, let's jump over this, jump over that. It's definitely on the east side. Oops, got stuck. East side of the road, and maybe I'm gonna go a little bit farther south, possibly, because I feel like I should be hitting up like a mountainside here, like a ridge, shortly. This is kind of what I'm envisioning, but I think maybe a little bit farther south still. I'm worried this is like too close to the trolls. Oh, great. Pulled the troll squad. There's another one over here. Those roaming trolls are deadly. Like, they're pretty high level for us. Not individually, I mean, they're 40, right? But the fact there's 3 of them in a pack's a little bit scary. This isn't quite right yet. I think I'm gonna go a little bit further south. I think this is it. This chunk here. Obviously, I'm kind of hanging on the mountain edge, or the cliff edge here. Where are... Alright, there we go, there we go. That's what I think I need. Oh, whoops. I just pulled a bunch of them, that's fine. A couple of them at least. Should be able to just nuke them down. Resist, okay, that's scary. Let's heal. I want to kill the Harvest Compact Reaper next. Okay. Are these resistant to Frost also? No, okay. Not too bad. I don't want my totem to pull aggro, so I'm going to stab this guy a little bit. Okay, now back to... Oh, that's bad, that's bad. Okay. Pulled the third one, didn't really mean to do that. We're going to heal up, should be okay. Got heal potions too if needed. Let's finish off this. Okay, that guy's dead. Okay, that guy's dead. One more. 500 experience per kill, it's a lot, in my opinion. I mean, again, rested experience is super nice. I'm going to heal up. Just do a quick heal. Okay. Let's drop our Searing Totem. If we pull any more mobs because of the totem, I'm going to have to flee. I don't think there's any patrols right here. I think we're okay. But we are like near some other mobs. I just need to be cautious. Okay, I was going to do rank 1 if I had to of Frost Shock. Couldn't have enough mana, but I seem to be okay. Alright, these are the right mobs, which is great. Let's drink. That was all of a sudden I was like, where are these mobs? Where are these mobs? And I run through 3 of them. Oh. That was a little scary. Worked out okay though. Alright, so we're drinking for the moment, and then I'll probably just bandage up again. I tried to bandage mid-fight, and that worked okay. It wasn't great, but it worked okay. We're in good shape now. I just need to be more careful with my pulling of the mobs. These guys can drop a cool recipe. It's like advanced mining to gloves. Which is kind of fun. Alright. Yeah. Anyway, so let's do a brief update on the coronavirus. Today is March 28th. The US has hit over 100,000 cases. Maybe a couple weeks back, I said I would be surprised if the global population hit over 1 million cases in like the short term. That's obviously going to happen now. Just to be clear, we're clearly going to hit 1 million cases globally. We're already probably more than halfway there. I forget the number, but if you include, I'm talking diagnosed cases. If you include the ones that haven't been diagnosed, I'm sure we're over 1 million already. I'm discussing this based on what we have tested. At least I can dodge his first grenade he throws. It's kind of fun. But what's on here? Iron deposit? Might go grab that. In the US, we might hit 1 million cases in the next couple of weeks. We're at the time from, on an exponential curve, something going from like 1,000 to 10,000 or 10,000 to 100,000 or 100,000 to 1 million. It's all the same time frame in between each. And I think there's a very, very realistic chance we hit 1 million cases in the US now that testing is ramped up appropriately, or at least somewhat appropriately. I still think we're probably behind on testing. In fact, I know we're behind on testing because we're only basically testing symptomatic people or people that have been directly exposed, and we're not really testing we're not really testing widespread yet. I don't know if we ever will. Probably should be, but it's kind of too late in some regards for that. Like, the time to test all over the place randomly ahead of time was a couple weeks ago. At this point, if we do it, we're just probably confirming what we already should know, is that most people are picking it up pretty quickly. It's not as helpful anymore. I didn't realize how much mana I had. I've been just basically meleeing these guys, I guess. Let's use one of these for a heal. How much that heal? Oh, about 800. It's nice, actually. Alright, we've got 3 of 10 of our singing blue crystals. These mobs have not been too difficult. Once we got through that first pack, we pulled a whole bunch of them. Just kind of gotta juke that first dynamite throw, which is pretty easy, because they kind of throw it wide. But yeah. Not my mana regen here. So, at this point, my impression is that most people in the US are going to get the coronavirus at some point in the next 6 months. What we're basically relying on at that point is our natural ability to develop antibodies and immunity to it, or resistance to it, as well as possibly vaccines that will come out, which would be really nice also for a lot of reasons. And then also, of course, that whole idea is to not overwhelm the healthcare system, which is, my wife works in a hospital and it is becoming overwhelmed in terms of supplies. They're running out of supplies. It's too many people too quickly. And she works at a pretty good hospital. That's pretty well funded. But yeah, they're starting to run low on masks, and the ventilators are okay at the moment, but they are going to hit a point where they run out of ventilators, it seems like. Probably in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner, which is a scary thought, because that's where patients don't breathe well with coronavirus a lot of times. If they're in the hospital, it's probably why they're there, if they have coronavirus. Let's pull this guy back. And so, that's where the death rates will start to spike, because suddenly there's just no care available for patients. There's a lot of solutions coming out. I saw one university has like an emergency kind of temporary ventilator that was developed, and they are like released the patent for it or something, or released how to make it or use it. I saw, I think GM, like General Motors, I think is making ventilators. I saw Tesla, I think, is making ventilators. The US has this policy called like the, I forget what it's called, I'm blanking something. It's like the Defense Production Act, basically saying the US government can step in and tell private companies or publicly traded companies, whatever, non-government companies, I guess I should say, that they need to step in and start making supplies in the event of if we go to war, kind of like World War II type stuff. But in this case, we're going to war with something we can't see, which is kind of interesting. These guys respawn quickly, I think. I seem to recall they have a quick respawn timer. Like, I vaguely remember that. But we're doing well, though. We've got 4 of 10, but mostly what I mean we're doing well is kill this patrol. I saw this guy walking through here earlier and wanted to take care of him. He does some sort of buff, I think, that, like, buffs his allies. He had, like, that glow around him for a moment there. But yeah, the goal is to clear all these goblins so we get our quest done and then get out of here. I'm not a huge fan of this box, it is kind of tightly packed. This foreman's a little bit beefier than the rest. I don't know if that's true or if I'm making it up, but he seems to be tanking me a little bit better. Like in my attacks don't seem to be doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to do another flame shock on him. I have a cup, like a placemat cup holder type of thing. Coaster, that's the word I'm looking for. I have a coaster over here next to on my desk for my glass of water, and I don't know what I did, but like a pen is sitting on my coaster. So every time I put, it's a pen, so it's round. So every time I set my glass of water down on it, he got me on that one. I didn't see him up there and he caught me off guard. Every time I set my drink on it, I'm like juggling this pen and hoping my glass doesn't roll off because of the pen. Like, finally I just moved it. I'm like, what am I doing? Just move the stupid pen. Don't let your drink spill over your keyboard. Like an idiot. I've never spilled anything on my keyboard. In my entire life, I've never spilled a drink. I don't really eat at my desk, and the only drinks I usually ever have are either like a canned beverage, like a bubbly water, or a glass of water. So even if it did spill, unless it shorted something out, I would be okay. Like, it wouldn't be really sticky or gooey. There's a little cave over here that I think sometimes has a decent amount of mineral nodes in it. I might get a little bit closer to that and see if I can scoop some up. Or maybe there's basilisks in there. Maybe that's what it is. So there's actually a couple things. There's basilisks over there, but I think there's mineral nodes in there that might be worth digging up. I'm going to kill him before he flees into other mobs. Let's go ahead and do a quick heal. How much mana is lesser versus the full? It's about half, and it heals about half, so that's okay. Probably worth it, depending on what I need. So, yeah. I don't know. I will say, there's less and less to talk about when you're staying at home so much. I had a patrol come this way. Oh no, he's okay. He's just in this spot. I've been watching some YouTube videos. My wife watches like a few different random YouTubers. Like, one person is her name's CE062. She's like a fashion, body positive vlogger. There's another one. Oh, what's her name? Katie Morton. She's like I think she's a therapist, but also has a YouTube channel. And there's another one she likes called Mama Dr. Jones, who's I think she's a delivery, I don't know, OBGYN. That's what it is. I was going to say delivery nurse, but that's not correct. I was going to say delivery doctor, and that wasn't correct. It's an OBGYN. She's an OBGYN, I believe, but also does a YouTube channel. And I've watched some of this with my wife because we hang out together, and sometimes she wants to watch, YouTube or whatever, and so I'll watch it with her. Or I'll do something else and kind of like somewhat listen to it in the background. Alright, we've got 8 of 10 crystals, so we're getting there. And almost every YouTuber, Casey Neistat, all these people are making dedicated or seemingly almost dedicated videos to COVID-19. These guys resist a lot. These tinkerers, they're by far the worst ones to fight. There we go. Interrupt them at least. They have a pretty high resist rate, the tinks. And it's a lot of repetition. Even what I'm saying, I'm sure, is repetitive. But at some point, my wife is like, I'm really sick of hearing about this. I'm like, yeah, me too. It's a lot of everyone giving their opinion on it. Presumably to get clicks ad revenue, all that. I mean, I'm sure they have some interest in it anyway, but I mean, these are people that, some of them are doing stuff that it's fine, like I'm not trying to like rag on them, but some of it is straight up stuff that's like, I don't think they're qualified to give the advice they're giving. Even I am not qualified to give medical advice, right? So I try and skirt the edge here about not getting too close to giving medical advice. I try and just talk about my feelings a bit about it, I guess, and some of the interesting things that are developing. But yeah, I try not to go too far off out of my area of expertise here. But if anyone, I have seen some good videos that are like, yeah, you know, sometimes they're doctors, sometimes they're scientists, sometimes they're politicians that are involved in policy making. All those people, that seems reasonable to me, to have them make videos on coronavirus and really get into the details. A lot of these other ones are very superficial to the point where I'm not super interested in them. I will say, I think people sometimes overvalue what a medical doctor says about, I don't want to fight the tinkerers, I don't like those guys. We need one more, by the way, singing Blue Crystal, so I'm going to try and get off this guy here. So medical doctors don't necessarily understand the research. I mean, many of them do. And I would say, trust your doctor. If your doctor is prescribing you something, especially related to coronavirus or whatever, right now the best thing you can do is trust them. You can get a second opinion if you want. I always, think it's a reasonable thing to do. But my point is basically, I'm not trying to say don't listen to your doctor, right? Listen to your doctor. I am not a medical professional. Don't listen to me over what your doctor is saying, who knows your specific case. But I do sometimes worry that, doctors are doctors. They do a specific thing and they're very good at it in many cases, in most cases I would even say. But they're not necessarily experts on infectious diseases or experts in understanding scientific literature. And it's changing so fast that, I don't know, at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't always trust all the opinions I've heard from doctors. I've heard some pretty dumb things that some people have said. But I would say for the most part, I'd say 100% listen to your doctor. If you're meeting with your doctor because you're ill or anything's going on, listen to them. Don't listen to me. But be careful if you hear random advice listed by doctors on the internet. I don't necessarily trust all of them unless they really had the credentials to be involved in this stuff. Infectious disease doctors are great resources. Infectious disease scientists are great resources. Anyone that's higher up in the government that's on a task force, I would say many of those people are good resources. There's some that are probably not qualified to be on those task forces, but there are some that are good. Like the main guy that's been giving a lot of the advice that I think, what happened the other day, Trump was saying something, he's giving like a talk, like a press briefing, and he said something like the State Department, I think he was talking about the State Department or something, and he called it the Deep State Department. And then there's the doctor who's been involved in all sorts of like major outbreaks in the US, and he's been a really valuable resource for decades now, going back to at least SARS, but I think before that. He was in the background and he literally did like a face palm. That was really funny to me. That was very amusing. I forget the guy's name. I feel really bad. I should know his name, but older guy, probably in his 60s, wears glasses. Anyway, that guy generally knows what he's talking about, and I would generally trust his opinion on this whole thing quite strongly. Okay, so now, by the way, we are gonna go back to... Oh, my nose is itchy. We're gonna go back to working on the Nesingwary quests, and I think the Panthers are kind of up here and to the right a little bit of the river, but kind of along this path. We already killed one of the young Panthers, so we're gonna do that. That's a high-level dude. We're gonna get attacked this guy. Apparently. 50 is a little bit high for us to deal with. I would have had a shot, but I'd rather just not attack a stupid 50 hunter, which by the way is annoying. This is why, when I'm talking about, like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna leave that level 30 alone to live, and then if that guy had killed me, I would have been like, well, I'm gonna kill every alliance I see for the rest of this episode. But alas, I did not die, and a lot of Alliance blood will be saved. It's a good choice from that guy. Although I don't necessarily appreciate the... Oh, hey, Stranglethorn Tiger, I need these two. I don't necessarily appreciate the Hunter's Mark on me. It doesn't really matter in terms of PvE combat, but matters in terms of, like, I don't know, like being tracked easily by that Hunter for the next 2 minutes, you know? Alright. Well, I think the Hunter, or the Panthers I'm looking for mostly over here. Might be some down here. Young Panthers, yeah, how do I get down here? It's sometimes hard to jump over these bridges for me. I always find them a little bit tricky to jump off of. There we go. Greetings, Panther. I feel like just jumping out of the air and flame shocking a Panther. Kind of rude, but it'll get over it. And let's stabby stab. Okay. Now, so, oh, I meant to mention this earlier. The young Panthers and the Tigers, in general, that drop the bristly whiskers, those are really, honestly, pretty nice stuff to farm up. If you are ever trying to farm up gold for 40, I've talked about these before, but if you're levels 30 to 40 and trying to farm up gold, I strongly recommend those. I think they sell for about 30 silver per whisker, which is pretty good, and the drop rate's like 1 in 3. So you're getting about 10 silver per kill plus whatever other stuff happens to drop. I think it's that's pretty substantial. It's a pretty quick way to get gold, in my opinion, at a pretty, you know, low level at 30 or whatever. You can kill these guys pretty quickly. So it's one of the things I've done in the past when I'm close to getting enough money for a mount, but not quite there, and I want to farm up some more gold. I'll just start around like level 30 to 33, farming up young Panthers and young Tigers, and just do that for a level or two, and you'll probably get, you know, dozens of gold pieces in that time at least. It helps if you have bigger bags, because you can hold more stuff. But yeah, so it's a recommendation I would have if you're looking for gold. It's not a bad spot to farm. You can grab the quests associated with these, of course, to also get a couple of Nesingwary quests done while you're at it. It's a little more gold, a little more experience. Oh, how could I forget, though? I almost forgot the most important thing. Blizzard has started sending out surveys to players, asking them about options for what to do post-Classic. And it's pretty much saying, how would you want to handle your character going into Burning Crusade? And, yeah, that's basically it. Young Panther. And so it's talking about whether you want to transfer a character, whether you want to copy a character, etc. I'm sure there's already a bunch of YouTube videos about it, which is fine. It's good. I'd like more people to see it. It was posted on the Classic WoW subreddit, and I mean, it seemed like this was like easy money for Blizzard once they got the groundwork up and running. It seemed like it was inevitable they're going to move on. They're not just going to stop at Classic. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the money's there, just take it. My dream is that they don't do... It's fine if they do Burning Crusade Classic, but that'd be cool. My dream is that they do a... oh, what do you want to call it? Instead of Burning Crusade Classic, my dream would be that they do a Classic Plus. Like something that's not Burning Crusade at all. And the best case scenario for me is that they keep max level at 60, and they start releasing new content that gives very slight upgrades to skills or abilities or stats, but not huge upgrades. Basically, like parallel to others, to like Nax. That's what I would love to see. I'd love to see more questing zones for low levels. I've talked about this before a bit, I think, but my dream would be, there's a bunch of unfinished zones in vanilla, right? Like, hold on, I'm gonna pull over my character real fast here. Okay, let's look around. Let's talk about this. Okay, northeast of Eastern Plaguelands zone. Nothing up here. I think it became Ghostlands eventually. 2 zones, really, right? You could flesh it out. Down here, Greymane Wall zone, not used at all. There's a zone on the map here. I don't know what this is, but it was never filled in. I guess another one here that I didn't realize. Yeah. East of Burning Steps, they never filled it in. That's Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor. They've got, of course, Hyjal. And then they've got, what else am I thinking of? Southern Silithus, which isn't really used much. It's all Ankurash down there. I feel like that's mostly it, maybe over here. But there's at least a few zones that were just not touched at all, right? They could fill those in and make new questing zones, mid-level, high-level zones, whatever they need. Fill those in, add new stuff. Alright, sorry about that. I had a friend whisper me in Blizzard chat, and they use my real name, and I'm like, who? Like, hardly anyone ever whispers me my actual name. Like, who is this? Like, I have no idea who you are. And then they, of course, use, like, some generic name that is fine, but, like, I have no idea. Like, I don't remember everyone's name. I have so many people on my Blizzard friend list. Sorry. We're gonna go to Nesingwary's Camp Tournament Quest. I have so many people on my friends list, and I really apologize. If you ever whisper me and I don't know who you are, it's nothing personal. Over the years, so many people have added me, and it's fine. Like, I really like meeting people. I really enjoy just little conversations here and there with people, but I can't keep up with everyone. It's just too many people, and they're just... I mean, I have people from, like, Hearthstone, people from Overwatch, people from BFA, Legion, people from Classic. I've had friends in there on my Battle.net list for, like, 5 to 10 years, and then I've had friends I've made for a month, and some people know me in real life, some people don't. It's just too many people. Like, I can't remember everyone, but I do like talking to people. So if you ever whisper me, I'll usually chat with you if I have time. If I'm recording, sometimes I say I can't right now, or if I'm like logging off, whatever, I'm going to log off, let you know. But yeah, so an in real life friend who I didn't realize, I forgot was even plays on Battle.net, just whispered me. I was like, who is this? How do you know my name? And why are you referring to me as that? And it's fine. I don't really care if people know my name. I just was like, who are you? Alright, let's turn to the Panther Mastery quest and get 130 solid experience. Now we need to kill 10 more Panthers. I'm tempted to say, should ding from turning in these last 2 quests over here. I think... I am going to go to the northwest up here, because I think the raptors we could use... That was an iron deposit. Let's grab that. Just the regular raptors. Stranglethorn raptors are up here. Also, Panther Mastery is now also green. So yeah, let's get the Panthers. Or sorry, let's get the Stranglethorn Tigers. I think they are... No, sorry. The Stranglethorn Raptors are up here. Let's get those. That'd make... Stranglethorn Raptor would make an awesome name for like an NBA team. The Stranglethorn Tigers. Stranglethorn Raptors. I kind of like that. I'm saying it out loud. I'm like, that's a good name. That needs to be a sports team. All the sports are gone. The only thing I've been, I think I mentioned this other episode, I've been watching Marbula 1. I think the channel is Gel, like J-E. Panther, perfect. I need these 2. Stranglethorn Tiger, I need these. Awesome. Basically everything I need is right here. It's perfect. It's Jelle, Gel's Marble Runs, I think is the name of the channel. It's a really fun YouTube channel. I've really enjoyed that. I've been trying to watch like 1 episode a day of marble racing. The Marbula 1 is like the newest series. They came out maybe a few months ago, and they've been cranking out videos recently. It's really fun. I've really enjoyed it. If you end up watching the marble racing, you can kind of pick a team. My team... I've got 3 teams, I guess. The teams are basically named kind of based on what they look like, and the teams are the marbles themselves. So my wife was like, how are people playing if they should be at home? And I'm like, oh, well, the marbles are the teams. It's basically like 1 or 2 people set this... I don't know how many people, but like some person sets up these tracks, and then they run marbles on them. And the teams are the marbles themselves. So they have like the blue marbles, the green marbles, the orange marbles. So the orange team, which is just like a straight up solid orange marble, they're called the O-Rangers. Like orange O-Rangers. I like them. The all white marble is called the Snowballs. The Snowballs are also one of my teams. The Rangers are like my top team, but the Snowballs are my like second favorite team. And then there's the Limers, it's like a lime green one. Those are also pretty cool, and that's my third team. But my teams are pretty bad. This is in the Marbula one, I think. They haven't done great as far as I recall. I don't keep super close track of the scores, but yeah, I don't want to spoil too much anyway. It's kind of fun. It's been an interesting distraction from lacking sports. I'm a pretty big sports fan. I've talked about this before. Baseball's my favorite sport. It's my go-to. But I do like American football, and I do like soccer, or I guess football. But I don't watch it much. I used to play soccer as a kid and baseball as a kid. I was a catcher in baseball, and I was kind of what would I have been? I think I was a defender. I don't know if that's even the technical name, but I was the player closest to the goalie that wasn't the goalie. When I played soccer, and I was kind of like a backup goalie. But I really liked playing baseball. I like baseball. I still love watching baseball. I could watch baseball every day. Listen to it in the background. It's a great game to listen to on the radio because it's slow paced enough that you can catch stuff and you don't need to see it necessarily to understand what's happening. I feel like American football isn't as good on the radio. There's so many moving parts at once. It's hard to know everything that's going on just by hearing it. But baseball, it's like, all right, and here's the pitch. Fastball down and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know everything that just happened there. Sometimes I'll say, all right, pitcher's on the mound, getting ready. The runner on first got a huge lead. Pitcher looks, throws over to first, runner safe, no tag. Like, you know everything that's going on. Basically everything, whether people are on base, whether people are not. If the outfield moves around, they can say, okay, the shift is on, or they're playing deep to avoid any double, keeping it to a single. To me, like, I just have watched so much baseball, and it's very obvious what that means. And so I don't recently, but I used to listen to the radio a lot for baseball, and makes perfect sense to me. Like, I like it a lot. We might ding very shortly here, by the way. We are only exactly 1,000 experience from leveling, and these mobs are just high enough level that we're getting experience, plus the rested experience means probably about 5 more mobs and we'll ding. We've got 4 more panthers to kill, and I think those are the raptors we need. I think we'll wrap up these 3 quests today. We'll get the raptors, the panthers, and the tigers killed, and then we will turn in all 3 of those. We'll probably take this as an opportunity to go back to Orgrimmar to skill up for level 42 skills, and then also head over to Arathi to learn the advanced first aid. So I think it's a plan. Or I'll do that probably at the end of this episode. We'll head back. Let's get this last panther, and let's go quick heal too. This panther's too low level to gain experience. What a bummer. So 33 is what we need. I think all those raptors are high enough. Yeah, so their next raptor we kill maybe 2 raptors will push us over. We're done with the panthers, so that's nice. We'll turn that off. Don't need to track it anymore. Whoops. Okay, panthers done. We'll swing back around and get those tigers up front here in just a moment. Once we finish the raptors that are up here. The raptors are in a kind of a smaller section up here. There's not a lot of raptors. I seem to recall they're only in this little wedge right here. So sometimes it's competitive to get them if there's other people questing out here. It doesn't seem like there's anyone here, so it should be fine. Now this kill, I didn't see how much experience we got from that last one. This might do it for us. If it does, it'd be perfect because our mana is pretty low. But if it doesn't, we'll just kill one more. So anyway, getting back on the topic, I miss sports. Baseball should have started by now. My team's the Cardinals. A long time ago, my historical fame. Like my grandparents were from St. Louis, so my parents are Cardinals fans, and I was raised a Cardinals fan, and we dinged. Look at that. Level 42. Cool. Let's reduce that mana cost of shocks another 2%. And let's keep moving on the kills here. I guess let's kill this mob and then we'll take our screenshot. So I miss baseball a lot. I was looking forward to baseball rolling up. But you know, it might be a nice picture. Let's get over here. We still get experience in these guys. Yeah, we do. Something like this. Maybe like this. Ah, dang raptor got in the way. Alright. I was thinking about those thumbnail pictures. Okay, so what was I going to say? I want to check, do we still get... Oh man, dang it. We leveled up and now these quests are gray to us. It's a little annoying. That's fine. I knew we were kind of borderline on that, but I didn't realize we were that borderline. The next line of it will get us... Alright. The next step in the quest lines will give us experience at least. Alright. So we need 5 more raptors, 4 more tigers, and then we will turn in these quests. We'll head back to Woody Bay, turn in those quests, and then I will hearth to Orgrimmar. We'll stop there, and then from Orgrimmar... Oh, let's see. Maybe I'll skill up today also. Oh, he resisted my Frost Shock. Maybe we'll skill up today, because then I can off-camera head over to Arathi, Hammerfall, and we can take care of stuff over there. That would be probably reasonable. I'd like to do the traveling off-camera. It just takes a bit, and it's not really that exciting. So all we're going to do is jump on the Orgrimmar Zeppelin to Undercity and then fly to Hammerfall. So easy enough. Alright, raptors are just getting annihilated by us. Panthers. We don't need panthers, we need tigers and raptors. We're running low on raptors, though. Huh. Did I kill all the raptors? I don't see any more raptors around here, and I could have sworn there's at least 10 of them. I'm going to run around and try to find some more. Look at that. Rested experience through their next level. We're probably going to have rested experience through 60. Even with the... I guess these guys respawned, or I just didn't go this far over yet. Even with the coronavirus and me working from home and having more free time because of that, mostly because, the reason why I have more free time, by the way, it's not because I'm not working at home, it's because I save like 90 minutes a day on commuting, which ends up being, like I could literally record 1 extra episode of this every day, 5 days a week, and still have more spare time to do other stuff. Because I spend about an hour on this, plus maybe I have 15 minutes of video editing and uploading and setting everything up. But it'd still give me 15 minutes a day due to the 90 minutes I'm gaining by not commuting every day. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly, how much free time I save by not commuting. And then I am doing less work in a sense. I'm writing and reading, but that is less... if I were at work in my lab, I'd be doing experiments, right? And those experiments, they because they take setup, they take precedent over other things, and there's constraints around them, where sometimes I have maybe 10 minutes free in between doing an experiment, and that's not enough time to really do anything. So I end up just kind of not being able to effectively use that 10 minutes, or I like maybe just go eat my lunch real quick or something, right? But if I... Where are the tigers at? Here we go. We're back. But here, if I'm like at home writing, there's like no time sensitivity to that, right? I mean, I need to get it done. But what I mean is, if I write for 10 minutes, and then I go get a drink of water and come back, that's fine. If I write for 4 hours and then go get a drink of water and come back, that's fine. There's nothing that's like, oh, I have a 5-minute break because I'm centrifuging something, and now I have nothing I can do for 5 minutes, not enough time to really start up another experiment. And I can't really sit down and write in 5 minutes. So if I'm doing an experiment at lab, and I have 10 minutes free, that's not enough time for me to sit down and get like back in the mindset of writing something up. it might be enough time to start graphing some data or maybe start reading something, but it's a bit tough for me personally to quickly transition back and forth between actively doing an experiment to having just 10 minutes of a window maybe to do something else with my time. And so a lot of time can be lost when I'm in the lab in that sense. I work really hard to not let that happen, to try and maximize my time in my lab, but it's not perfect. But writing, there's nothing like that. So I have what I would consider to be like maximum efficiency because there's nothing that's time sensitive. So I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say is I guess there's a lot of what I'm trying to say is a lot of things I can get done at home while still being really productive. And if, for example, I could play more WoW, which I'm not really playing a lot more. As you can tell by my upload rate, it's not that much higher. It's probably about average. But even if I did use all that time towards WoW, I still think we're going to have mostly rested experience for the next 18 levels to 60. The reason for that also is that you gain a flat percentage of rested experience when you're in the inn. So over 10 days, you'll get a level and a half of rested experience. That level and a half, it doesn't matter if you're level 1 or level 59, you're going to fill up that bar as a percentage of the total level just as quickly. So rested experience is worth more the higher level you are. It's worth less the lower level you are.
Well met.
So for that reason, and because it takes longer to go between levels,
Farewell.
there's less and less of a chance of me maxing out my
Keep your feet on the ground.
ever using up the rested experience the rest of the way through. Okay, I don't know if that made sense, but I hope it did. Go take a level 1 character, put it at an inn, and then go kill mobs. For 10 days, put it at an inn, and then you'll have a bar and a half of rested experience. Go kill mobs with that character, and you'll use up all the rested experience in like 10 kills or something, some really low number. Like you'll burn through a level and a half rested experience at level 1 very quickly. At level 59 or 58, if you have a level and a half of experience, it'll take you 8 hours of killing mobs to use it all up. So the higher level you are, the more value it adds because it gives more experience. So, I don't know. But it takes longer to burn through the rested experience at the same time. Well, real quick, if you didn't catch what I just did there, I did turn in the 3 mastery quests that we had. Now we need to kill Elder Stranglethorn Tigers. This is the last tiger quest before the named mob. We have to kill Lashtail Raptors, which is the quest we're going to pick up at Grom Goal that I was mentioning earlier. This is I think, the last Raptor quest before the Elites. And the Panther Mastery. That's the Shadow Maw Panther is the last Panther quest before the Elites. There's only 2 Raptor quests before the Elite mob, but there's 3 for the other ones, I believe.
What you want?
Which quest giver is this? I think it's this one in the middle here. I think this guy gives us the quest, maybe?
Loktar.
Yep, 15 Lashtail Raptors. Okay. And the defense of Grom Goal. So it actually stacks sort of well. We need to kill 10 for this one, 15 for that one. That's still nice. Okay, so where are we going now? Let's go back to Booty Bay. We're going to turn in the Excelsior quest to get that out of our inventory, out of our quest log. That's the final crocodile quest. And then we're also going to turn in the Venture Co. mining, which I guess gives us... Is that better than what we have? It's a 30 damage per second two-hander. 30.1. Ours is 30.2. That's funny. Ours is slightly higher DPS. It's much faster than this one. That's fine. And this one's 15 spirit, 4 stamina. This is 4 stamina, 15 strength. So it's basically, they're almost identical, but one's a mace, one's an axe. And one's 15 strength, one's 15 spirit. Yeah, I like a skull splitter that we have a lot more. So we're going to keep the skull splitter. While we're flying over, I'll thank my Patreon supporters, especially Timothy B, Luke D, and Chris S. I always appreciate all of their support and all my Patreon supporters' support. It's a lot of support. But I do appreciate it, so thank you guys for all that. We are... Yeah, so we'll get over here to... are my glasses fogged up, or is there like a reflection on it? There's a lot of rain kind of on the window in front of me, so it's kind of also like spreading the light a little bit weird, dispersing it strangely. We have a lot of potions, don't we? My bags are getting a little bit messy. I'm going to need to, when I get to Orgrimmar, I'm going to need to take the time to... Where's the quest giver for this? There he is. Alright, we're going to need to take the time to like smelt stuff up and then send it to my bank characters. Too much junk. Alright, let's take this. It's worth way more. Goblin Igniter is pretty nice, by the way, at this level. But this is worth way more, so I'm going to take that for sure. We're going to vendor off that bad boy for some silvers. Maybe a gold? I don't know. Probably not.
You need something?
Stoli's dead. Yeah, it's in Steam Widow Port. We're not going there. I should have went out the back way. This is okay. Of the inn, I mean, I should have gone out the back. Alright, let's finish up our Kratos quest. Great, thanks to your help, I'll have this order filled and sent off to Director Riddlevox on the next boat to Undermine. Ahead of schedule, even.
Keep it real.
Oh, I didn't finish my... Oh, we're going to switch boots, so first of all. We're going to go over to the 9 agility, 7 strength. I'll give up the stamina for more DPS, sounds kind of fun. Let's repair. Let's vendor off the stuff we're not going to use. We got 1 gold and 46 silver. Oh, that's silver spade, that's cool. So Bristly Whiskers are not worth as much as I said. I was way off. I thought they were 30 silver each. They're not. They're about 7 silver each. Okay, my mistake. I could have sworn they were worth more than that. I don't plan to sell any of this stuff. I really don't think I care. Some of those things we picked up are kind of valuable, but not that valuable. Wild hog shank, tiger meat. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think it's worth the effort to sell some of these things. Okay. And now I think we're done with all our turn-ins. Alright, let's go back to Orgrimmar. We're going to train our skills and we'll call it a day. So I was talking about what I wanted instead of Burning Crusade Classic, although I do see the value in that, and I would probably play that also, is seeing a Classic Plus that keeps us mostly in Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, and keeps us at level 60 max with new content to play instead. That's what I would want. Besides the zones that I mentioned that are kind of open, that could be filled in, what I would also think is they could fill in, like the Caverns of Time that existed, Uldum down here in Tenaris, Hyjal as both a quest zone and an instance. I'm going kind of the long way around. This will work. There's several instances they could add within the game that wouldn't really take you out of Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdom pretty easily. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I would really love to stay in Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms, keep max level at 60, add new content to this that kind of fits into the world, but I see that being... undoubtedly, that won't happen. I think it's too much work. I think the easy money for them, and I don't blame them as a company, as a business, is to make Burning Crusade Classic and call it a day. Which I think will be very successful, and I will play it and I'll enjoy it. So it's not even a bad thing. I just think it's not what I would... If I was a billionaire and I could bankroll where Classic would go next, I would bankroll Blizzard to make me a Classic Plus. A new Fire Nova totem, I like that. We'll take one of those. Where is it at? Fire Nova rank 4. Cool. What else are we going to learn? Whoa. Hold on, I'll come back to that. Disease Cleansing Totem. I think that's worth grabbing at this point. I skipped it earlier, but I think it's worth grabbing. I have enough gold now that I think it's not a big deal. We'll throw that up here. Next to Poison Cleansing Totem, maybe. Yeah. And then... so I missed a lot of enhancement stuff. The problem is I just don't use these things. I really don't. Like, I just really don't use them. And I know it's kind of a mistake to skip them, but, like, at this level, we're not going to use Fire Resistance Totem much. There's really no place I'm going to use it. Grace of Air Totem, that we would use if we're in a party. That's worth grabbing. And a new Wind Fury Totem. That's such a good totem that I think it's worth grabbing that also. That's not what I wanted, Wind Fury Totem. So for partying up, we can drop these, and Grace of Air Tome is pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm pretty cool with that. Alright, so we learned our skills. Yeah, okay. I think we're going to stop here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run out the correct way instead of running towards Thrall. I'm going to get us to Hammerfall. We can train our first aid skill when we get there. Next episode, I'll do that first thing. But for now, I'll make the move over there. I'm going to do some smelting in the background. I'm going to clean up some of this junk. But anyway, that is all for today. So, I hope everyone's staying safe. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. I hope you're staying bountifully. I hope you're employed, if you want to be. I hope you're doing okay, financially, economically, mentally, physically. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things to be concerned with. I think the mental stress of the situation is understated, and I hope you take some time to try and relax, take care of yourself. And there are a lot of good counseling videos online on YouTube, I think, that you can especially learn about behavioral cognitive, or is it? CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. I think you can do some good learning on that if you're kind of feeling stressed. I like the Katie Morton channel. I mentioned that earlier. My wife likes it. Things like that can be useful and valuable right now if you don't have access to mental health care. I think it's not as good as having actual access, but I think it's an alternative that's better than nothing. So if you're feeling stressed, I would recommend things like that. Otherwise, that's it for today. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.